How's it going? It's been a while since I've made a video, but what can I say? Dude, been busy. So without much ado, let's get into it. This video is just going to be me talking about what I would think, and some ideas I have for a new Fire Emblem game. I don't think anyone can deny that Fire Emblem has become a bit stale. The games are good, but it's just, you know, it needs to branch out a little bit. And Fire Emblem Warriors is just a warrior game with a Fire Emblem skin, which kind of feels, you know, like not the change we're looking for. So instead, I came up with an idea for what if they made a proper Fire Emblem RPG. Not a strategy RPG, well, not in the traditional vein of Fire Emblem strategy RPG, but a straight up RPG, crossed with the Suikoden style of gameplay. So, I'm going to go over my thoughts about that, how I think it could be done, what I would like to see, and I would ask for your thoughts and ideas about the topic. So that being said, here we go, after the cut. Okay, so here's the premise in the set. So the premise of the game is kind of like Fire Emblem Awakening, where you're essentially just this random person who essentially winds up recruiting a band of young, intrepid, and some not so young warriors to help you deal with a greater threat. You know, your typical Fire Emblem style premise. But the difference is that combat would be more like most combat would generally be more like a traditional RPG-like structure. That type of thing. So I think that'd be a really cool way to essentially have the Fire Emblem things that people like while changing up the formula a little bit. Of course, you would have battles Suikoden-esque where you're fighting massive armies against each other, and this is where you'd have your traditional you know, Fire Emblem team-ups in the weapon triangle. In the normal combat, the weapon triangle doesn't work because, I mean, you're fighting monsters and other humanoids and stuff like that. So the whole, you know, oh, my lance beats your axe, you know, that kind of, that's a little lame. As far as the gameplay systems and various and things like that, I'll get to that after the cut. So here's the gameplay mechanic that came to my mind when I thought about this game. One of the things about Suikoden is that you have this aspect where you're building a town or a city or what have you. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool if in this game you get access to a city that's, you know, they're going to be the capital city of this country that was invaded, and the invaders were you know, due to a international coalition, the invaders were routed, but the country is now broke. The people just don't feel like the government cares about them, and the royal family was basically destroyed. So you're just some random person who may or may not be one of the last few members of the royal family, and you've got to do, you know, economic type things. You've got to rebuild and regain trust of your of the subjects and regain loyalty and all that type of fun stuff. While also having, you know, the whole city building aspect. So characters that join you in the game not only are useful in combat, but some of them can actually add various little special things to your city. So let's say you have an Anno-type character who's a merchant who can help you out, but she also can friggin' yeah, she's good in combat, but she can also be a merchant and open up trade caravans, which increases the economic index in your city, which means the stores in your city have better items in them. Or you can order items, special order items that'll take a while to come, but, can help you out. Another gameplay mechanic is, and I'm glad they took this out of Subsequent, no weapon durability. Your weapons do not break or anything like that. However, I did think it would be cool to have the ability to face off against, basically in order for you to unlock things in your city and the subsequent other villages and towns in the country that you're trying to rebuild, the kingdom, if you will, you'll have to unlock it in your city. So let's say you want more powerful magic users who can use more powerful spells. Well, you have to unlock the magic school. In order to do that, you'll have to do side quests and stuff in order to do that. That type of thing. Because, like I said, I do like Fire Emblem, but I think it's getting a little stale these days. So anyway, those are just some of my gameplay mechanics. I'll give you my final thoughts about who I'd like to make the game, how I'd like to have it made, and all that fun stuff after the cut. So here's my conclusion. I think that Fire Emblem needs a revamp. The traditional forms of gameplay are kind of, getting kind of stale. So these are my ideas. You just heard them. As far as the studio I would like to handle this, Intelligent Systems can do it because we know they can do RPGs, but I'd like them to get a hand from, say, maybe the people who make Golden Sun, Camelot, because they know how to make RPGs. And this at its core would be more of a traditional RPG than, a Fire Emblem strategy game. Although you would have that aspect when you have like pacification requests where you have to take out groups of bandits or rogue armies, stuff like that. That concept could work for that. But overall, this would be a more traditional take on the Fire Emblem games. And since we haven't had a Suikoden game in years, I think this could really help. So with that being said, that's the end of the video. Only thing we have to cover is upcoming events. This week is a wonderful thing. Saturday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be doing the Sci-Fi Power Hour-ish, and we will be doing a spoiler-filled, spoiler-tastic, if you will, spoiler-tastic review of Black Panther. So stay tuned to that. It will be spoiler-filled. So if you haven't seen it, don't watch it. If you don't care about spoilers, you can watch it, because we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. We're going to talk about the significance of this film, both in the Marvel Universe, its cultural significance, and all that type of stuff. We're going to wax poetic about how important this movie is, and it's going to be fun. And we'll talk about where the Marvel Cinematic Universe can go from here, spoiler-wise. It's going to be fun. You'll see. You'll enjoy it. So with that being said, that's the end of the video. So enjoy, have a good day, and peace. Oh, and one more thing. This Sunday will be BS Busters. Our topic for this BS Busters will be it will be a doozy. We're going to talk about in the wake of EA possibly losing the Star Wars license, what Star Wars games would we like to see? And we're going to go balls to the wall. We're going to get really down into the nitty-gritty of what type of Star Wars games we'd like to see. We will also think about how to design these games, what studios we like to make them, blah, 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 yakety schmackety. And it's going to be a fantasy makeup, so even if it's not technically feasible on a logistical level, we're gonna go with it. So with that being said, enjoy. I might have some other videos coming out this weekend because got some time on my hands. I'm gonna be talking about it. So with that being said, peace and enjoy.